Welcome. It's great to have you back with us. We have really enjoyed being on this journey with you. In week 3, we shared the 3 values of a dinner group and took a deeper look at connecting the unconnected and helping people take next steps. This week, we will look at our 3rd value, reproducing groups and leaders. Let's listen to Pastor Chris High as he shares how reproducing groups and leaders is a vital part of the why of groups at Hoboken Grace.
So when it comes to the why, dinner groups exist to connect the unconnected. They exist to help people take those next steps. And then number 3, dinner groups exist to reproduce leaders and groups. To be able to continue to create space for other people to get connected and for other people to be a part of this process. Another one of our core values here at Hoboken Grace is multiplication. And the way that we say it is this. It says, from the moment we are brought into God's family, we're called to multiply. We take what we've experienced, however great or small, and we transfer that to another. Discipleship of others starts at salvation. It doesn't start after you learn a certain amount, but it starts from the moment that we're brought into God's family. Matthew 28, you hear Jesus' mission that's been given to you and to me. It says, therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Creating community requires multiplication. Now, this can be hard. This can be hard, especially because some of you, you're going to step into these groups and you're going to find community like you've never experienced it before. And you're going to be so excited about it. And you've been alone for a while. Some of you have been alone for a long time. And you're going to find that community and you're going to connect. And then all of a sudden your group leader is going to walk in one week and they're going to look at you and say, it's time for our group to multiply. And I've experienced it so many different times where the group listens to what the leader says and says, no. And for some people, it's really difficult. It's really difficult because, well, I love the time that we get to spend together, and there's a little bit of exaggeration, and people will say, well, I'm never going to see them again. We are going to see them again, and you have more of life than just that 1 hour a week. But the reality is, it's hard. But the other reality is this. The reason that you were able to get connected, the reason why there's space in a group for you, the reason why you were able to just join a group is because of the fact that someone else valued multiplication over connection. Because someone else valued multiplication and decided, no, we want to create space for you. Create space for you. And it's up to you to do the same for someone else. And this isn't just practical. It's ingrained in the entire idea of what Jesus has done for you. I mean, the reason that you could be a part of God's family is because Jesus valued multiplication over connection. When you look at the cross, the moment that Jesus cries out, it's not when he's beaten, it's not when he's put on the cross, it's the moment that Jesus cries out is when he loses his connection with the Father. Matthew 27, at noon, darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. At about 3 o'clock, Jesus called out with a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you abandoned me? The most painful part of the cross for Jesus wasn't the nails, it wasn't the whips, it wasn't the cross. The most painful part was that for the first time he knew what it was to be alone. But he willingly sacrificed. He willingly sacrificed the connection that he had with the Father to multiply, for you to be part of his family. To be like Jesus is to value multiplication over connection. To decide that, no, we need to create space for others, even though it may mean that we might not have the same connection that we used to have. And we might not have as much time together as we used to have. If we're gonna create community, we must value and pursue multiplication. This is not a nice thing. It's a must. And if we're to be like Jesus, it's a must. And our dinner groups exist. They exist to help facilitate this. They exist to facilitate the connection of the unconnected and to help people take next steps and to multiply leaders and groups. This is the why of dinner groups. This is why we do it. When you look at that early church, you see that happening. It wasn't just that there were a few house groups that stayed together forever. It says that God added to their number daily. They're constantly expanding. They're constantly connecting the unconnected and learning what it means to follow Jesus, and then taking that to the world around them.
Thanks, Pastor Chris. As he stated, creating community requires multiplication. Being intentional about multiplication allows others to take their next steps into leadership. It also opens up space for others to join community and allows your group to help accomplish our mission of helping others find their way back to God. Dinner groups that are only focused on its own members can't reach their full potential. So as you walk into your time together this week, your group leader will lead you in a discussion regarding the future of your group. I want to challenge your group to be intentional about multiplication and make a plan. Talk about this idea of multiplication. What will be the day your group will multiply? Put it on the calendar and pray for the leaders that will come from your group. Now remember, this is not the end of your group. This is technically the beginning of your group together.